At this point, most of us know that social media platforms have the power to shape our opinions and influence our beliefs. But over the last 7 years, the Media Ecosystem Observatory has been trying to quantify that phenomenon. By analyzing huge social media datasets and conducting nationwide surveys, the observatory tracks how information flows through social media and into the minds of Canadians. And for the first time, we have data that show just how fundamentally social media is reshaping how Canadians see the world. Today I'm reporting on 3 of our most significant recent findings. It's no secret that after Elon Musk bought Twitter and changed its name to X, the platform took a rightward turn. Musk stripped back content moderation and reinstated extremist accounts, effectively turning the platform into a haven for right-wing voices. In Canada, that shift seems to have benefited conservative politicians and hurt their liberal counterparts. Now, if you spent any time on X, that's probably not surprising. But what is surprising is that conservative politicians are dominating almost every social media platform. In 2024, they had more engagement on social media than their Liberal and NDP colleagues combined. And on YouTube, they're getting 95% of all political engagement. The one exception to the rule seems to be TikTok, where NDP politicians are racking up views and conservatives are nowhere to be seen. This means that if you're looking to engage with politics on social media, and you're not on TikTok, you'll most likely be hearing from conservatives. In 2023, Meta banned news from their platforms in Canada, and most major Canadian news outlets fled to TikTok. For big centrist news organizations like the CBC, the Toronto Star, and Global, their audiences largely came with them. But smaller, local outlets didn't transition as seamlessly, and they lost a big chunk of their audience in the process. This means that other than on TikTok, you're probably not seeing much news on your social media feeds, or at least not in the traditional sense. In lieu of news, more Canadians are turning to political influencers. This is sort of a broad category, encompassing everyone from Berta Proud Dad to Rick Mercer. But the one thing they all share is that they're accessible, relatable, and they're dominating our political discourse. Influencers now command more attention than either traditional news outlets or politicians. In some ways, this can be seen as a positive development. Influencers represent a wider range of voices and can respond to stories in real time. But influencers aren't held to the same editorial standards that news outlets are. They usually don't have fact-checking teams or attraction policies, and at a fundamental level, they're striving for engagement, not journalistic rigor. Maybe the most significant change to our social media feeds this year is that we stopped getting our information from people and started getting it from machines. One study found that more than half of the articles posted online this year were written by AI. Another found that 20% of the YouTube videos shown to new users are AI slop. In essence, we're using the most sophisticated technology in the world to flood our social media feeds with noise. And technology companies are making a lot of money from it. According to that YouTube study, those AI slop channels amassed more than 60 billion views and generated $117 million in revenue for YouTube. AI is also making it easier than ever to generate convincing scams at scale. Meta says their users see an average of 15 billion of them every day. And again, it's profitable. Meta projected that 10% of its 2024 revenue would come from ads for scams and banned goods. As is so often the case, what's good for big tech's bottom line is not necessarily good for us. It's often said that you shouldn't trust everything you see on the internet. And with the rise of AI, that's never been more true than it is today. But the internet is where the vast majority of us are getting our information. So it's important to understand the forces shaping it. The way these platforms are designed has led to their political siloing, the triumph of influencers over reporters, and a torrent of AI-generated content, all of which are shaking the foundations of our digital world. Understanding those forces is essential to building a healthier information diet, and it's the first step to being able to navigate our confusing and divisive online world.